testing. Yes, there is a prize.
What is it?
$1,000 check. It was a big check too. Last week.
I tried to spend
I think you said it's the project based on graded on a step-by-step basis, right? Well, usually you hand in deliverables every single week, so they do grade you on those and more, on completion, but also if it's correct, and you can go to your professor and ask any questions once you do get the feedback on the deliverables, and then at the end you do get an overall grade. So.
Can you repeat the question?
Sorry. He asked if we had any tips for you guys. I'd say manage your time really well from the beginning and don't get behind on the first few deliverables and to make friends with your teams because I know that my team ended up being really close and their team ended up being really close and I think all 6 teams that ended up in the final 6 were really good friends with each other and that made it a lot easier to bounce each other and do good jobs.
One more thing, I'd say get to know your team really well because not just for being friends with them, but it's going to help you in your presentation. I know one of our team members had a certain gift, and we definitely ended up using that gift for our final presentation. So really get to know your team really well. I know you guys have the launch meeting where you discuss your strengths and weaknesses. Don't overlook that. Definitely get into what each person is good at and what they can do too. I was talking about Michelle. Michelle's a fantastic artist.
You're going to see those slides that are actually in your championship presentation.
I guess I would say take the project as literally as possible. So I found a lot of times we saw a lot of these presentations that people would go in and see the big picture and then try to drastically change one of these companies. So if you go in and treat it like you are college students and you identify that biggest issue and provide a viable solution that a college consultancy would do, which you'll see is kind of what we did, I think you'll find yourselves in a good way.
I have a question from someone online. What's the biggest mistake you saw your peers make all semester? That's a good question.
I was going to say not handing things in on time, but they keep you pretty on track, so that wasn't a mistake.
Maybe managing time well, because some teams did do deliverables the night before and everyone was panicking, so some of these challenges this week.
I would say not discussing your ideas early on. I saw a lot of teams that would come up with their big idea and then 2 or 3 weeks into working on that, they would realize that the company already did it or it would be impossible to do, so they would have to start from the beginning.
Also, I would say not asking questions early enough. Sometimes we get to the night before and we wouldn't necessarily, we had a few questions in our head on the assignment and we really should have discussed it earlier in the week and asked the professor beforehand.
Also, I'd say giving up too early. I know a lot of teams at first didn't like their team members and kind of just gave up at that point. Even if no one can promise you're going to get a perfect team, but even if you don't gel with 1 or 2 team members, you have to find a way to do that, to kind of get along, to still get deliverables in on time to do the job.
Question for the audience. How
drop enough knowledge to formulate a good idea of what you want to face?
How many meetings a month?
How much time in this semester do you have enough knowledge for each basic area of business to formulate the idea of the policy that you want to say?
Oh, you were saying like how many weeks in did you start to formulate like the challenge that you were going to come with? I would say maybe like halfway through. I mean, in the beginning you do have to give in, it was to our marketing professor. We had to give in some ideas and then he would sit down with us and let us know exactly if we were on the right track. So I think that it took us about halfway through to realize that this is exactly what we were going to do and then move on from there.
They help you along with that. Like you said at the beginning, your marketing professor or your IT professor will make you hand in a list of ideas, and then he or she will like sit down and say, this one will work for these reasons, this one will work for these reasons, and really talk it through with you. So it gives you more knowledge about what is a good idea and what's not.
Did you have a question or comment? Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Benjamin Cole. I'm going to be teaching strategy 1 this term. It's interesting to listen because what we have here are some really high-achieving groups. But the reality is there's also going to be these non-high-achieving groups, right? We're going to have people who aren't kind of living up to your expectations in the group. The reality is you need to plan for the contingency that someone won't do the work. So if you say, hey, let's send it all to me by midnight the night before, what happens if someone flakes out? What happens if someone has an accident and wasn't able to do the work? Someone in your team is going to be working all night to pull it off, right? So don't make the bringing together all the deliverables for any of these assignments that are due literally within 12 hours, because some of you are going to get stuck doing work all evening, right? You probably have other plans other than to do the work of the person who could have flaked out. So it's really important that you plan, that you would actually get stuff done at least 24 hours in advance so that you can bring it all together. The reality is, every single term that I have had to do presentations, I have always had at least one member of one group per class where something terrible happened. Their aunt got sick, their dog died, whatever, and suddenly they weren't able to perform, and you had the group have to go in and do the work without a key team member. This is really important. Schedule well. Don't wait till the last minute. That's my recommendation.
Other questions from the audience? All right, we have a question from online. And the question is, what do you do when you have a peer who is not pulling the weight?
I think the best way to deal with it is within your team. Your marketing teachers are always there to help you. That's not what it is.
I think that it eventually gets to a point where if that team member isn't doing the work and isn't doing the work, you should start assigning them less important things or less work, and then at the end you evaluate your peers, and if they get a bad evaluation, that really affects the grade a lot.
Other questions from the audience? The more eager than and this one's very blunt. The question is, what was the worst part about participating in the group? And you can be honest. Because you can complete that stuff on the year. Do you what was the worst part?
For me, the worst part was the questions and after the presentation. Like I said, there were these industry professionals here that were absolutely grilling us, and we were like, oh, look at this. So that was tough. Other than that, it was great.
The worst part for me would probably be just the lack of flexibility in scheduling. Again, that's just the nature of the cohort, and obviously I think the benefits of having a cohort style
For me, the worst part was the accounting part of the project. I didn't understand accounting, and neither did most of my group. So we had a really, really hard time with that section, and had to spend a ton of time working on it, and it ended up getting to be almost due, and we had to start just like guessing and making up numbers and kind of cross our fingers and hope it worked out.
All right, so we have questions from the audience. They ask me that. What do you do in strategy? This is trying to use my mind.
Oh, well, you end up doing like, you end up having this small final project for that class because it's half of the semester. And they teach you kind of, you'll learn, there's this thing called Porter's 5 courses, and you'll end up having to do just analyzing the strategy within your business. I mean, they'll tell you everything.
Question from the audience.
In strategy, you're going to learn to think. Obviously, we're going to teach you models, right, at Fordham courses. But we want you to be critical. Really learn to think things through and be able to take, I mean, think about this. I tell my students this. When we, the faculty, were all in school, right, when we had to do research, what we would do is we would go to the library, look up at a card catalog, find the book, open the book up, find what we want, and then add it to our report. What we did was add it. What you guys do is a completely different thing. If your project is, we're going to go into China, the beer market, you go to the Google machine, you type China beer, and literally 12 million pages of data come up. Your job is to learn to take all that data and rip out what's important and crystallize it and then give it to people so they can consume it. For any project that you're going to do, that's the world that you live in. It's fundamentally different. It's subtractive. So your job is to learn to take all this possible data and fit it into 10 minutes or 12 minutes, or fit it into a 20-page report. That's what you have to learn to do. That's the skill set that you need to be successful in the world. It's subtractive. And your ability to crystallize that information and take it and give it to people and say, here's how you consume it. This is what's important. That's what you're going to learn in strategy. That answer?
Are you teaching strategy?
I'm teaching strategy 1, yes.
So somebody will have an instrument, and then somebody will have the importance strategy. Somebody will have the business communication. Okay. And Nancy McCarthy will be teaching business communication 1, so much harder. And then I'm teaching something. Can you do something? Strategy 1.
What? Just said snake. Yes.
Other questions from the audience? We have time for 2 more. Next time they're on the line. Are you working? We are. Alright, so we want some new professors in class. So you have a variety of people that come in and ask afterwards, what is this experience going to be like? We have specific questions. And some of our staff will be
Every seat.
I have one more question. The question comes online. Which was the most challenging class in the fall semester of this year?
I have business communications because
Really?
I didn't present a lot in high school, and I didn't really like it. And this cohort is obviously very presenting intensive, and so that was a big challenge for me.
I thought business communication. No, but in the beginning, I have to say, I don't think I took your feedback as well, and then once I started really starting like to do his pointers and everything, then I was able to present a little better. I mean,
But I think overall that question is really different for everyone. I mean, some people are really good at accounting, some people are really good at marketing, some people are not so strong in those systems. So again, you're going to find out, I guess, pretty quickly which one's the toughest.
Personally, I would say ecosystems. I'm not a computer person, so computer is challenging, but it is good information. And business communication.
Travis, you notice how we're like addressing everyone when we answer questions? Yeah, we for me, the hardest class was financial accounting. I thought it was like my real business overview class. I had like a lot of all of business in that class, so that was my toughest class. But yeah, I guess that's it.
If we have 1 minute for any amount of questions we are trying to ask. All right, this is our last question of the session.
Obviously, all the children have their own schedule outside of after classes. Is it easy to find times to work?
You can repeat the question.
She asked if it's easy to find times to meet with your group, even though everyone has different schedules outside of class. I thought it was mostly pretty easy. You don't really have a choice. These are really important projects, and you kind of just have to make the time. So if you're the one with the conflict, you might have to change your schedule. But there's a lot of time, and it's like you have every single day of the week. You're not passing that many hours. There's no way you guys are doing so many clubs that you don't have any time to meet.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Doodle, but there's this thing online called Doodle. So if you go in and enter all your names, you can click like times during the week that work for you and times that don't. And my suggestion is to find like a weekly meeting time, even if like you're not deliverables to do or something to like get to all that kind of stuff every week. So go make a Doodle and see what works best for you each week.
We've actually, well, I didn't, but administration has built times in within your schedule that should be available for you to meet with your team if you haven't scheduled anything else in those business spots. So that doodle will help identify business and check those spots. Can you help me give about round of appreciation for We have 1 minute before we do our presentation, that demo presentation, the championship presentation from last year's presentation competition. Within that 1 minute, I want you to turn to somebody you do not know. When you introduce yourself and exchange contact information, it could be email, cell phone, what have you. So one person you do not know. 1 minute.
I just don't.
where we do a presentation competition. So this was the first place team out of 100 plus teams. And they went through several rounds to get to the final round where they presented in front of industry. And those individuals from industry voted on the winning presentation. So that's the presentation you're going to see. We're going to do a similar presentation competition for you. So the next champion to be the So if you can help me welcome, give a round of applause.
I want you all to imagine that this last year is sitting right in front of you. Now, many of you might look at it and not see anything about it over here. But let's try to make it a little more important. For most of course, this last year we represent lots of things. 227 years of a global portfolio of quality media, household branding, and consumer demand. For today, let's assume that this last year represents most important global revenue.
Now, I'm going to stop here a second. Can you start over with the microphone? Can you use the wireless?
I bring this. Wow.